Okay. Because one of the classes, I forgot to hit record, and I know they were mad at me. Okay, Dwan, Trisha, and Jakara. Okay, so okay, Trisha, but you're still on your X charge. You got two going at the same time, huh? Okay. Oh, her microphone's not on. Okay, so
you hear me now?
Yep. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, it
Happy
is.
Cinco de Mayo.
Back to you.
Yeah. So we were just discussing two alternates to Adobe.
Oh.
The one you said you already have Adobe Illustrator, right?
Yeah, and I told you that my 7-day trial was used up already.
Oh, okay. So you had a free copy and it's expired.
Yes.
Okay. So we are investigating a couple of options for programs for you to use. I still haven't heard back from the school in regard to the programs. So I'm going to give you two options. The first one is Vector. It's an online program that you can use. The downfall to it is it's not on your system. So you have to deal with the fact that it's an open source and you have to create an account. The second one is called Krita. It's KRITA.org. There's the website for it. And you can download this one. I think I might like Krita a little bit better. I haven't.
Can you spell that again?
KRITA.org.
All right.
And it is for Windows and Apple and whatever this penguin thing is. I don't know what that is, but I downloaded it onto my computer, and it definitely has a lot of things to it. You can also, if you need help with it, it's all you have to do is go up at the top in your menu and go to help, and it has a user manual. Okay, and it has a tutorial. And getting started. The basic concepts, and it's going to tell you to go, you know, your basic concepts, and it talks about raster and vector and how to get through this program. Okay. It has some things that are similar to Adobe Illustrator, but definitely there are some things that are going to be different. Okay.
All right.
And this is going to be one that I would suggest you start going through and practicing this one if you're going to use it. Because, for example, if you had to, if you had to do a job, then you're going to have to figure out, even if you don't have Adobe Illustrator, you're going to have to figure out how to get it done. Okay.
All right.
The best way to, or the more cleaner version would be your vector version, because as you can see here, it shows you what a rasterized version looks like as opposed to a vector version, which is the clean edges. Okay, so it's going to show you
right.
how to, you're going to go through and I don't know if you have to read everything, but I want you to come up with a basic flyer. So you're gonna go into Critter. This will be your assignment.
All right.
You're gonna go into Critter. You're gonna download it. Read whatever you need to read in the user manual. So it has user manual, and it's got all of the functions, getting started, how to use the drawing tablets, all of that. You're gonna create a flyer, just like you did for your business. Now, does everybody have their logo that they created on this?
No.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up with a fake logo.
All right.
Doesn't have to be anything spectacular. You're just gonna come up with a fake logo and you're gonna create a flyer. It needs to have the following things: a heading, a subhead, so your heading and a title would be the same thing.
All right.
It would need to have body copy, and a logo on it. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I also want you to be able to import a picture. It could be of yourself, it could be some clip art, whatever you need to do.
All right.
Do you want me to give you an example?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go through an example of what, and I'm going to use Illustrator because that's my chosen, but you're going to do this in Critter. Okay. So I would do,
Excuse me.
yes.
How come I can't see what you're doing? Like I can see you, but I don't see.
Oh,
like
you don't see my screen?
No.
Okay, wait a minute. Does everybody else see my screen?
Maybe it's because I'm on my phone.
Yes?
I do.
Can
Yeah,
everybody else? Jakara and Trisha?
Yes, I can.
I'm
see.
here.
Okay, so maybe you need to change your, what is it, in Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
You need to change your settings.
All right.
So let's say if I stop share and then let's say I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share Adobe Illustrator only. Can you see the Adobe Illustrator screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, haha. All right, so I'm gonna create a flyer. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Where did it go? Okay, Adobe Illustrator. Can you see the Adobe Illustrator?
I see you.
You see me? Okay, let me share screen. Adobe Illustrator. Share. Okay, so now you can see Adobe Illustrator, correct?
Right.
Okay, so if I am creating a flyer, I am going to create a flyer for Stephanie Graphics. Oops.
I know her.
Yay! Well, that's not the name of my company, but
For this, it is.
Stephanie Graphics. All right, so
Just created a text box with the T over here and typed in. Okay, I see.
so I'm gonna create a Stephanie Graphics. And what I'm doing here is I'm gonna change the spacing in between these letters here. I'm gonna change it to 1,000. Oops. Because I like that, the way that looks. Okay, so we got Stephanie Graphics. All right. And what I'm doing is I'm creating me a little logo.
All right.
So this is gonna be my Stephanie Graphics logo. And maybe I'll do it like object arrays in the back, and then I'll paint that purple. And all right, so I'm trying to center this in there. Okay. And I'm starting to be nitpicky. Okay. So this is Stephanie Graphics, right? So this is my,
Right.
This is my logo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna group all of these things together. I'm gonna edit, group. That's so that everything will move all together instead of me having to worry about each layer. Okay, I can then go into my scale tool And I can scale this up in size. If I hold down the shift key, it'll be proportional. Okay. Oops. It's doing what it wants to do. I got the little rotating graphic here. Okay. So my Stephanie graphics, this is not a letterhead, so I'm putting my Stephanie graphics on the bottom, right?
Right.
And then you can, you know, put your logo on the bottom, and I, you know, I can then go something like need and yeah. So I'm gonna change this up, make it look a little different. And then I'm going to go back to my character and I'm gonna change it to 0. All right. So let me see. So now I have a headline.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't have to be like I did it, but this is giving it an artsy feel. So that's your headline, need art. So what would be a subhead for that? Does anybody know what a subhead would be?
Only we design all printed.
Oops. So this is a subhead. A subhead goes with the headline. If it's a question, it kind of will answer it for you.
Right.
But it is not as big or as important as the headline. So your headline is always going to be something to grab their attention. I always try to answer those the questions that they ask you in art classes, and these are how you know what is more important. Is who, what, where, when, and why. Okay.
All right.
Who is it? What are they doing?
Where it's gonna be.
Where it's gonna be? And then why? Okay. So the who is Stephanie Graphics.
All right.
The what is
Need art.
art we printed, right?
Right.
Right.
Then your where is gonna be your at Stephanie Graphics, and then you're gonna give your address or phone number, right?
Right.
Right.
And then when would be what?
Like the day or date.
right? The day or date, or a call to action. Call us today. Okay.
All
Now,
right.
what's more important than call us today?
The times are open.
But see, the call to action is more important than the times you're open. Your phone number or your email or your website is more is should be like very important. So if you're only doing online stuff, like you don't want to deal with people's phone calling your phone, you tell them, oops. Right? Wait a minute. I'm gonna try to share my screen again for the whole thing. Pause share. Oops, stop share. Share screen. Now I'm gonna go to my desktop. So I'm gonna share my desktop. You should still see basically the same thing, but I'm gonna go to File, New Window, and then so I'm online. I'm hoping you can see that. So I'm gonna go. What did I just say I was gonna share? Oh, yes. Okay. So this is some of my portfolio. So that would be my website. You don't have to put the HTTPS because everybody kind of knows.
Right.
Now this isn't as important as this.
Do you want the ball?
So I can change the size to either be smaller, to change the visual hierarchy. Now I can keep it in bold because I'm liking that. So you got visit our website as cargo at myportfolio.com or myportfolio.com. And then I said, grab something online, grab a picture. Let's see. So this is a catalog that I designed. And so I could go literally on here and then grab that picture. Oops, hopefully it'll come over. Okay, it did. Or I could double click on here and do it at 30. Let's do it uniformly at 30% size. And it went down too small for me to see it. But there it is over here. So now I have a page where people can see some of my artwork. And let's see. Let's do that. Okay. So these will be a few of my examples of my artwork. And then I could type in oops, I don't want to do that. Oops. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy that out, and then I'm going to make a text block with the text tool. And you see how it goes into a smaller font? And instead of it being black, I'm gonna go regular, and then I'm going to go to like a 12-point type. And then we can say, we at Stephanie Graphics, oops. Design. Da, da, da. And then you don't have to type everything. You can always go, this is where the copy goes. And then you can copy it. And then you go Command View, because we're just giving an example, right? I think I'm gonna center that. So that's your body copy. This is your headline. And then there's your logo. Now, if you wanted to pretty it up, you can give it some space. So you see how that was all at the top and it was this big air right there? You can design it toward the middle to give it some air all the way around. You know, and then basically nowadays, you can also, if you were doing your own ad, you would go online and then you can go social media, icons, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, I guess. And you can go images, and you can find a set of Facebook images. I like to use them as vector, but this one is pretty good, this little clip art here. Uh-oh. You see how that has a background around it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we don't want that, do we? Nope. So there's a few ways to get around that. I don't know if your tools will be able to do it. So I'm gonna find one that is a PNG. How about we do the PNG? Hopefully that'll be it. Nope, that's not it. Okay. So sometimes if you're not able to find it in the actual program, you click on it and then it'll say download the PNG. Oops. Okay, and so mine goes over here. And I view it. Where is this puppy? Okay, there it is. So then I'm gonna grab it and place it in my artwork, and there it is without the border. So if you don't want now, you never want your social media icons to be bigger than your logo. Okay. So personally, I don't like them in this box here, but I know it's one graphic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create two graphics from this. So I'm gonna do one here and one there. So what I'm going to do to clip it out is I'm going to create a rectangle over the part that you want. And then you click on them both. As long as your box is in front, you click on them both, and then you go to Object, Clipping Mask, and then you make it. And so now I have that one. And so now I can do the same thing with the other side. And then I'm going to go Object, Clipping Mask, Make, and I have now two boxes. I'm going to align them. Hopefully they'll align. Oh, yep. So now I have my social media where they can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Or no. Right. Okay. So now I notice that everything is kind of to the bottom. So I'm going to collect all of them, and then I'm going to center it. And I'm just kind of going by eye. And so now I have a flyer. I can actually add a background on it if I want to. I'm going to do green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new layer on here. So that my artwork stands out a little bit better. I'm going to reduce it just a little bit. And so now you can see how you can make a flyer out of out of artwork? No question. Everybody got kind of quiet.
Oh no, my background just loud.
Oh, your what?
My background is just loud, so I had to mute myself.
Oh, okay. So what do you think?
I like it. I mean, I'm a dark color kind of person, so I wouldn't do green. But other than that, the
Well,
flowers.
I mean, you can. I mean, as a dark colored, person, you can then go through and change out everything to something like that. It could be black. It doesn't, and you can be fun with it. So this is a colorful. Now it's given a different look. By creating different things, and you can always add you can add in a background that you see online. You don't have to just stick with that. You can let's see, graphic. I tend to like Mondrian. So this is Mondrian. He's a painter. So we got images. And this is his Boogie Woogie painting. So, I mean, I can oops, I wanted it to be about the size of a piece. So I can use that as a background. Now, granted, you may need to make sure that when you do something like that, you can see what else is going on in the piece, right?
Right.
So you may say, okay, maybe I just want to add the borders. Now this red line right here, that's where the edges end. So I could literally do a clipping mask on this artwork, or I could use this and then go to my transparency and change the transparency of it. Or I can multiply it. Oops, and the multiplier is not going to do anything. Do the difference. Oh, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is then utilize that. Clipping mask, make. And now I have a funky background that's not overwhelming. You see?
Yeah.
And see, what it did was it took somebody else's artwork, gave it inspiration, but I changed it to make it kind of my own. So this is what I want you to do. You think you can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can do that. So you're going to either use the program Krita or Vector to create, and those don't have to be the only programs. If you can find another vector-based program that allows you to draw, then that would be great. Pretty cool?
Yes.
Yes.
So that is your assignment. I think you can, I think you can manage that one. But I know you're going to be learning a new program. So I will take that into consideration. Okay?
Okay.
Everybody good?
Yes.
Trisha?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm steady learning. My head is throbbing.
Oh no, I didn't mean to make your head throb.
Too late. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, I'm
So
just,
exciting.
huh?
This is so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you do not have to make it look like that. It does, I mean, you can make it look however you want it to look. But I do want you to remember hierarchy. You're going to remember you got to who, what, why, when, and where, when, and why. So you're going to have your heading, your subhead. This is your heading. It could be any size, any font. Your subhead, some type of picture, body copy, which is there, logo, and it's up to you to put in whether or not you want to put in your social media and like a fake website or a phone number. But this is a type of job that you would get.
Okay.
You know. So I know we've done one flyer on the Adobe Illustrator program, but I do want you to get used to doing the other programs. So we're gonna do a second flyer.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Now, if you want to be fancy about it, you can take that flyer and then go online and look up social media site. And so if you wanted to do one for social media, then you would do it in this size, 1080 by 1080 pixels wide by 566 to 1350 high. Okay? So if you wanted to do a square one like you usually see on Instagram, you go 1080 by 1080. And with the Instagram, you don't want all of this information. Okay? Why? Can you tell me why?
Because it's not showing where, not where, but how it can be done.
Okay, on Instagram, what is people's attention span?
A couple seconds.
Right. So this is too much what? Information.
Motion.
Right. So you want to simplify it. So if you were doing an Instagram, so you can do another one, which is an Instagram. So if I did another one, I go to new. And then I change it to pixels because that's web. And then I go 1080 by 1080. Now I could, in my case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take it over here and I'm gonna grab all of the information from the other page. But now I'm going to get rid of stuff. So I'd get rid of all of this. They don't even need to see that. So basically, oops, I need to go back. Basically, all I would need would be, now this is off the edge. That's not really gonna matter. So I'm gonna put my background, layers. Okay, layers, new layer. Okay, we'll put my background on the background layer. And this picture box is bothering me. Okay, I'm gonna lock that. I'm gonna move it to the bottom. And then this part, make it big, as big as you can, but you need air around it a little bit. And this, I'm gonna group together, object, group. I may not even need it. I'm gonna align this center. I don't even have to do that because I can make it clickable. All right, so this would be more or less what I would use for my Instagram page. You see how I simplified everything?
Yeah.
So it's saying people only got 2-3 seconds to look at it. So you gotta really catch their eye. And your statement needs to be crystal clear. Need art? We design printed materials. And I mean, you can even emphasize it. You know, now I know I made that. I can change the size of my subhead. But that gets the point across. Right?
Right.
Right.
Now you can go back through and then adjust the background to fit in that area. But as long as it goes off of this red line, this is not going to be printed anyway. So you can have stuff outside of here if you wanted to, but it's not going to be printed. So if you really get into your ad, then you can do a social media ad real quick. And you see how long, once you create your flyer, you see it didn't take but 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to create a social media ad from the flyer that we did. And if you do a good enough one, that gives you a nice little example to put in your portfolio. Because I might have to use this one. Granted, this is not my company name, so I would swap it out for my logo.
It looks good.
Thank you. But you see how I tried to make sure it was balanced, and it's the headline caught your eye.
Right.
So don't get so busy and trying to do a whole lot of different stuff. It can be real simple, but yet still effective. You know, because now that you start looking at the other one, this start looking busy. Right?
Right.
But this one has its own purpose because it's more descriptive. They don't have to go to your website. They can see some samples of your stuff. Now, if this is online, you know, you can start getting real jazzy with it and make it clickable. I'm not going to do that right now. But this is there's a single out from this album right here that's gone viral. So like if you were doing the Instagram, you can click on it and then, you know, have it go to, what is it?
Endorse.
Well,
YouTube.
that is a CD. And so, house mix. So you could then have it go to, you know, either one of the Afro house mix of that, or the one that's gone viral, or the girl jumping rope.
Ooh.
So yeah, this is a viral video, or a guy jumping rope, I don't know. But so you could then make your art clickable to the actual video of that's on this album. So that's a good way to advertise your stuff, and you're doing dual advertising. So you're advertising your stuff and then you're advertising your client stuff. Or Like if you designed a website, you could take a screenshot of your website and then have people click to the website. Or if you wanted to just list the link underneath that people could click on. Now, you know, if you really wanted to jazz it up, you can also, you know, you can do like little descriptors. See, in my case, this would be CD artwork. And I could make that italic. So I can call it out by having that CD artwork. And then try to make your fonts the same. Don't use a whole lot of fonts. Use between 2 and 3 fonts. So this would be brochure. And this would be logo design. So you could be descriptive if you wanted to call it out a little bit more. Oops. And make that layers. Oops. So you can, you know, you can even be a little bit more. Now that white is too bright. I can then go to here and maybe grab a color. I don't like that. I'll just grab the black. No, I don't like that either. And then change that to white. So you can like start calling things out and even get more descriptive with it so people know what you're doing. And I'm gonna take all 3 of these, put them on a new layer, and make that layer go back here, like that. Oops, cancel. So what I'm doing is I'm starting to put things on different layers so they're easily editable. So this just gives you an idea. And I started getting a little too descriptive. But this will give you an idea on how to create something. Now, if you looked at it and said, it's starting to get a little busy, then you can take things off. Now, it doesn't have to be for your graphics. It could be for whatever kind of business you want. And at that point, I'm done. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Mm-mm.
You're good?
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop recording, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, I do got one question.